Well, welcome to the Let Her Eat podcast. This is episode number 12, and we're doing a recording this time because I'm supposed to be going out of town next week. I'll be headed to Florida, and so I wanted to make sure we had something to put out next week. But then at the end of the live last night, Brad and everyone in the chat was saying, well, maybe we should get Brian Bell to come in and do something next week. So there may, by the time you watch this, maybe the Bell Brad podcast to come out. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do, what them knuckleheads will do. The last time I tried to do a podcast, or they tried to do a podcast and I wasn't here, there was no sound, and they had a whiteboard sitting there playing Hangman. So, so hopefully it goes a little better this next time. But I wanted to bring my man Chase in because he had a pretty big weekend, and I know everybody's been kind of itching to hear the story. So I kind of wanted to, I figured we'd just start with that because I know that's what everybody wants to hear. So, man, tell me about your weekend.
I don't know. It was all right.
Well, tell me about the first day you got there. Like, was it all in one time, or did you practice the day before? Like, what was the process?
I mean, we went and watched the Silver Crown stuff on Saturday. Then ate a bunch of fair food and kind of hung out till about 10 a.m. on Sunday, and that's when kind of everything started. Obviously, we had drivers' meetings, driver spotter meetings, and then Jade and I had the rookie driver meeting. And
so what's the rookie drivers meeting? What's the difference? Like, what do they tell
really
you?
Really nothing. It's pretty simple. Just tell you what the series is, how it works, how the format is. Just pay attention to the lights and pretty much basic, simple.
I say just try and talk to you like your children.
Yeah,
basically.
pretty much.
Yeah. Do they tell you which flags are which and everything?
No, they assume we know that.
I would hope that you would, but I don't know. I've never heard of a rookie meeting, I guess.
Yeah, that was my first time doing that too. So
yeah,
I don't know, but I mean, practice. Sitting in the car for practice was my first time cranking it and learning what all the switches do, and what buttons do what, the fan switches and all that. But
so do you actually have to mess with that during the race? Are they telling you this, or?
Yeah, we messed with the radiator fan a little bit, which we ended up leaving it on pretty much all night because of the dirt stopping up the grill and having that issue. Everything else, it took me a little bit to get used to the shifting on the starts.
Yeah.
Because I'm not really used to
that.
Yeah,
you're not used to that.
No.
So you've only ever raced the sprint car on dirt, right? Like you've never drove a stock car or a modified.
No, I mean,
okay, so that's it.
Just open wheel sprint cars, midgets, micros.
Okay.
That kind of.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
No late models.
Yeah, nothing heavy. So this was quite different.
Yeah, it's pretty different.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's on a mile too. Of course, I've never been on a track that big either, so it didn't take me long to adjust to it. Probably like 5 laps in practice, and I was pretty somewhat comfortable.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was still getting better at the end of whatever we made. I think 104 laps. I was getting better.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, so like, what's the speed comparison like compared to the sprint car? Like,
it's pretty slow paced.
I would imagine.
I mean, I got out and everybody's asking me how tired I am because we ran 100 miles.
Yeah.
I could have went 500.
Could have went 500. Yeah.
It wasn't.
It's not hard on you at all.
No,
is it?
not at all.
So when I tested the ARCA car at Daytona years ago, and I think I've talked about this before, but I remember when I got out of the car the first go around I did. I remember I got out and I kind of got away from everybody, and Dad was asking me like, how was it? Was it pretty cool? And I was like, it didn't feel any different than driving down Highway 51. Doing 75 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's just a little bit faster.
Felt exactly the same. Doing drafting was obviously it felt different, but so you got a 3,400-pound race car. You're driving around this place, and you figured you got real comfortable with that quick, then.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. It was different for sure. Especially like it took me a minute to get used to braking points and how much brake pressure to use, especially on a mile, but. Once I figured it out, it really wasn't that bad.
Yeah. So, what about the spotter? Was that kind of weird to get used to? Like, was he talking in your ear? Like, what was that like?
Again, it took me a little bit of practice to get used to. Like probably about halfway through practice, I kind of got used to it. But we did some messing around on iRacing the week before a little bit just to get used to everything a little bit more, and I think that helped a little bit. Anyways, it I ended up having to like talk to myself half the time because I forgot to press the button. But no, it was cool. It's different for sure.
It is. It's a different world that you're in, and like I said, a lot of people have been curious about it, and that was why I was. I knew weeks in advance. I was like, I'm going to want you to come in and talk about it because I know everybody's going to want to hear about it. But man, so how did it all come about? Like what started all this?
So my, I guess you could say manager, a buddy of mine, Shane. We've been friends for a couple of years. Out of North Carolina, he used to work for Sam Hunt Racing, an Xfinity team, and we just kind of come together. This all started actually like in like April, May, when we started to try and put everything together. And I'm trying to get credentials and trying to get approved to even race and everything figured out. So he kind of set all the behind the scenes stuff up.
So when you talk about getting approved, so is there somebody that basically they're going to ARCA and they're like explaining maybe your credential, like basically giving them stats or telling them what you do? Like, is there somebody that has to like go in and basically say that you're ready? Like, how does that process work?
You fill out a sheet. You put about 20 different races on there, like the most recent races that you've done, and you send it in. And Bobby Thompson with ARCA, some director of something, I don't know. There's so many different ones. He's the one that kind of approves everybody to do everything. And I mean, I got approved like the week that I sent it, so it was. Then the next step would just, I don't even know what we did next. There was like probably 40 different forms I had to fill out. It felt like, but I don't know. It's different for sure.
Yeah.
But,
so like, what about the car? I know what was that like? Like, what did you have? What did you have to do to prepare for it?
I don't know. I really I just went into everything open minded.
Yeah.
I mean, we went to Mooresville the Tuesday of the race, like the week of, to go get. Well, I printed the wrap and put it on and everything, and
so they put you to work then.
Yeah. Well, it saved me a lot of money from paying thousands.
Well, I bet.
So we went and wrapped it, Andrea and I and Shane, and then had my seat insert, pour, mold, all done at the same time while we were up there. Then that was pretty much it.
And then you said you did some iRacing, and then y'all were practicing the. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool then. So after the race, okay. I had another question, and we talked a little bit about it last night. Your mom was in the chat talking to us a little bit, saying that the late caution. So like the whole race, I was actually watching it on my phone. I was outside jumping on trampoline with Spencer, my son, and I was trying to watch the race as much as I could. And anyway, so I'm trying to watch it, and it gets down to the last. It was probably the last 15 laps was when I was like locked in. I'd done stopped playing. Daddy done stopped playing at that point, and so I'm sitting there watching it, and I noticed, you'd been about 10th, 11th, pretty much the whole race right there. Like all you guys were basically real close the whole time.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody
top 15.
Yeah,
top 12.
Nobody really ever just checked out. Y'all were all kind of still right there together, and I mean you put a good pace the whole race. You weren't doing anything silly. You were just putting laps together. But the last about 15 laps, it got a little chaotic, and then there was a lot of moving around, moving pieces. I think you'd gotten a spot or two, and then the caution come out. Had an accident in turn 2. Well, originally you were 4th, so why were you put back to 6th?
So during that deal, I was in 6th or 7th, and LeVar came down on somebody and spun him out and somebody else, and the 55 and the 11 slowed up to somewhat avoid it, but they were still like contact, somewhere or whatever. And then the caution came out. Well, I passed them, but NASCAR always goes back to the last scoring loop, and the coin only has one at the start finish line.
I guess because it's a dirt track. That was kind of what we were figuring.
So they went back to the last scoring loop, which was way back there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so even after you were sixth, I noticed like on the restarts all night, like obviously single file restarts. And I noticed, like, every time y'all would get going, man, everybody was bobbing and weaving and all over the places. It's not like anybody was going straight on the start. So, and I knew being at the end, I thought, well, everybody's going to it's going to be real chaos now because it's go time. And so I thought, man, it wouldn't take two or three of these guys to get together and chases, six.
Yeah.
Have a legit chance to win. So, like, what were you thinking, like, coming to that restart?
I was just,
was it like a don't screw up kind of thing? Or was you trying to?
No, not really. I was just, just whatever happened. I was just doing what I did.
So you were relaxed then?
Yeah, I was fine. I don't think I ever got nervous or anything.
You never had any nerves?
Not before anything, not during that or nothing. I was fine.
Do you think it's because of the sprint car that maybe that's why everything just happened slower, or just confidence thing?
I think a lot of it has to do with me driving so many different cars that I get in something else, and it's just another steering wheel and 4 tires.
Yeah.
It's something different, but I'm get used to it.
Yeah.
I think we were fast enough car for a top 3, maybe top 5, but just didn't play out that way.
Yeah.
Our goal, so Tim's goal, which is the car owner, his goal was just to be on the lead lap by the second stage. Shane and I kind of talked, and we had a goal of a clean car, a top 10, and a lead lap finish.
Yeah.
So we did all of that.
Yeah.
And still, it sucks. It's pretty cool, but I'd still hate, I'm always going to be upset if I'm not finishing as good as I think I need to be. But
I think that's any driver.
Yeah.
So, we're all that way.
Yeah.
I get it. So why do you think he had such a, in my opinion, low expectation? I had I don't know anything about the guy or the team or anything, but I had every bit of confidence that you could finish lead lap at least.
I haven't met him until, like you said, that Tuesday when we went to Mooresville. We've talked to him back and forth for months. And Rick, the spotter, but we were both open-minded about the whole deal. I've never been in a stock car or anything that heavy, like racing wise, or except like iRacing, but that doesn't really do that much help.
So let me ask you this. I'm glad you brought that up. Just question. Does any of the iRacing at all translate to it? Like, can you take anything from iRacing and apply it to that at all?
Maybe a little bit. I probably over the past couple months made 1,000 laps in an ARCA car on dirt somewhere,
really?
Like USA or Oswego or something.
Yeah.
It might a little bit. I don't know a lot, but
see, I've complained, and Bo's mom fussed at me for talking about a video game too much on here. But I complain about the sprint car on there doesn't drive like a sprint car. Not to me.
None of the wing stuff does. I think the non-wing stuff might be a little bit more similar.
Really?
I know the midgets at one point were somewhat similar, but for whatever reason they update it like 5-6 times a year and change everything for whatever reason. So it changes all the time.
The reason I wondered it, again, the only stock car experience I had was that one test, and the year that I went, was the year right after, Juan Pablo had hit the jet dryer. They had repaved the whole racetrack, and then when that happened, they had to repave turn 3 again.
Yeah, I remember that.
So they laser scanned these racetracks, and I remember when I left that test, the whole racetrack was smooth as it could be, but there was this one little dip going into turn 3. Very, very minute. Wasn't big as nothing, just enough to know it was there. And I remember I went home, and I wondered. I'm like, I wonder if that dip is in the racetrack on iRacing. And so when I got home, it was the first thing I did. I went, turned my PC on, and I logged in, and I went to a test. And sure enough, I went into turn 3, and that car dipped in that same
Really?
spot. And so from that point on, I was a believer. But I've never been in a race situation, and so the only race situation I could compare it to was a sprint car. And to me, it doesn't race
it's
like
not.
a sprint car.
It's not the same.
So like getting on there to go practice for Peevely doesn't really do me any
No,
good.
it's not going to do
You know
anything.
what I mean? It didn't help me. All right, so kind of got off subject a little bit. So the race is over. You finished 7th. So what's it like? You get back on pit road. You shut the car off. You're climbing out. Like what was happening? Was you said Tim, or what was his name? The owner? What was his name?
Tim.
Tim. So where's Tim? Is he coming up to you? Is he thrilled? Like what's happening?
He was pretty thrilled because that was the team's first lead lap finish and their highest finish. 7th was their highest they've ever finished since the team was created.
Yeah. So when was it created?
2022, I think.
2022. Okay. So for 3 years, they've never finished on the lead lap.
Yep.
Or had a top 10.
They might have had one top 10.
But 7th was the highest.
Yeah, that was the highest they've ever.
Wow. Well,
Yep.
I mean, he had to have been thrilled.
Yeah, he was pretty excited. Pretty excited.
Yeah. Well, what about Mom, Dad? I know everybody was there. Ronnie was talking about shutting down the fair that night. So so what was everybody else like? Was Mama crying? Did Mama cry any?
No.
Mama didn't cry. Okay.
I mean, I guess they were excited.
Yeah.
It seemed like it. I think my sister was the first one to see me
Really?
after I got out, and then it was some interview guy shoving a camera in my face.
Yeah, front stretch.
Yeah.
I watched it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I
watched their stuff.
I was trying to get out.
Yeah.
And he's asking me a bunch of questions.
Really?
I had no idea what I was doing. Yeah.
You don't like being asked questions?
No, not really.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't. If I'd have known that, I guess you didn't have to come. But I'm sorry. Well, that's cool, man. I was tickled to death for you. I was thrilled. So, is this do you know of any more opportunities maybe in the ARCA car? Like, do you know anything yet? Are you trying to get anything else, or what's the future looking like? Maybe?
Yeah, so we're trying. We've talked about doing a couple different things. They've got Bobby Dale Earnhardt for Bristol, and then he's going this upcoming Sunday to test at Winchester, and he wanted me to come up same time. I don't know if I'm going to be able to or not. But then he really wants me in for Salem.
Have you ever watched a race there?
Yeah,
Salem's really good. That'd be a really good racetrack.
I've seen the Silver Crown there a couple of times. I think.
Yeah,
it looks pretty fun. So we're trying to get a couple of sponsors and pull that together and see what all we can work out for it. But that's as far as I know.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah.
Well, obviously we'll most likely do the two Springfield and DuQuoin next year, but.
Okay, so you're probably looking at doing the same race next year. Well, cool. Heck yeah. Same sponsor, like, is it going to be two fellas again, or you don't know?
I have no idea.
So is he saying basically no matter what, he wants you there, or?
Not really no matter what. He just prefer
you to have you there?
And me too. I mean, I would like to do the Springfield this time too, to get 2 dirt races, but
yeah.
Whatever we can pull together.
Did they run any other dirt races?
It's just those two.
It's just those two? Okay. I couldn't remember if they done more than just those two or not.
Yeah. That's what Tim was saying on the Facebook somewhere. Like ARCA is the most versatile series. I mean, you got road courses, super speedways, half miles, short tracks, intermediates, dirt tracks.
So is this like the direction you want to go in, or is this just something you like just to dip your toe in, or like what is it? Do you have a goal, or you just want to race anything that you can when you can?
I just want to race anything that I can for however long it takes me. I mean, I'd like to make it to like Cup or Xfinity or Truck Series full time or something like that. And I think we can. Just it's small steps at a time. I mean, everybody starts in ARCA or late models or something. So
it's too bad you weren't this wasn't like early in the year. because you might have been in the video game. You know, the game
Oh
comes
yeah,
out
that's
next
true.
month.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so I
forgot about
really
that.
hate that you weren't like this wasn't
Yeah.
sooner.
They need
You
to
probably could have been in the game.
Put Springfield in April.
Yeah, and maybe I don't know. Maybe they can add you. I don't know how that works.
I don't
I
know.
don't. Is the car even in the game? The 31 car? Do you even know?
I think it is. They've got Tim as a driver.
Do they?
Yeah.
Well, maybe they can have like the option where they slide over and they can choose for
Yeah.
you instead.
Yeah, there you go.
But-
That'd be good.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. But
I've got it on iRacing. That's all we got so far.
yeah, did you ever grow up playing? I loved playing the console games as a kid. Like that was my thing.
I played like what about was like 2002,
Yeah.
3, whatever, the Road to Knoxville, whatever
Yeah.
it was.
Oh yeah, Road to Knoxville was my favorite. I think it's got the best music of any of the games
Yeah,
too. Like
yeah,
I always love the menu music. But I wore out some NASCAR Thunder 04. I
did
wore
too.
that out. I love that game.
Inside Line was my favorite.
Inside Line. Ooh, once
Really?
they got away from EA, I really didn't like them anymore.
I mean, I think that was one of the last good ones.
Yeah, EA was like they really screwed up when they swapped from the. And I know people are clicking out because they probably don't listen to video game stuff. But
yeah,
but like when they went to the PS3 and they had the new
the Heat
NASCAR,
stuff.
it was
horrible.
It was garbage. I'm sorry.
I didn't even look at it after
Yeah,
that.
it was terrible. All right, so we got through the ARCA stuff. I kind of wanted to ask you like, so how you got started? Your dad has been racing a long time. So like, what's like your earliest memory coming into racing? Like, when did you know like you wanted to do it or you were around it?
I don't really remember. I think I was around it for a little bit, and then for a couple of years, I never really went. And then I went once, and then it just kind of
Hooked.
Yeah, I was never home after that.
How old do you think you were?
I have no idea.
You don't know?
10. I don't
Maybe.
know.
Okay, so you're a lot
9,
older
10.
then.
I don't know. I mean, I went obviously real young, but I don't.
You just don't really remember.
No, I don't remember none of that. But
So like, what was the day you decided like, yeah, this is what I want to do? Like, do you remember?
it probably wasn't. I just wanted to race for fun. You know, when I started when I was 13. So I just kind of.
It surprises me that you started like so late because to me, I started racing go-karts when I was 10, and that's
I really
considered
wanted
late.
to. I really wanted to drive a kart or like a micro or something to start out with, or just something. Whenever I did finally want to do it, but then Dad never really put me in one. Or
Well, why? Why is that? Just because of his racing, or
I don't know.
you don't know?
I have no idea.
Well, I'd be really scared to have him back to ask him because it might be another 3.5 hour
Yeah, he
podcast,
might start arguing.
and I just
with me.
don't know. And I just don't know that Will can handle that again. Will was about to fall asleep on the desk that night. We had your dad come.
No, I was I was like, this is about to go one of two ways. It's either going to go great or we're going to get a bunch of views for something we don't want.
Yeah, but today, even today, that's still our best podcast that we've had.
Yeah, it's
so,
got the most views.
It's got by far the most views. So I mean, it was good. I love you, Ronnie. I love you for it. I appreciate it. But it was pretty long. I had more people talking to us after that episode. Like, man, it was great, but dang, I had to cut it off and go to bed. I couldn't stay for the whole thing. So what was it like having a dad that raced sprint cars growing up in the house? See, I didn't grow up around. I grew up watching basically the NASCAR stuff on Sunday, and very rarely did we go watch a dirt race. Like I remember going and watching a World of Outlaw race at Riverside in 2007, and that was like my introduction to sprint cars. It's like probably one of the only few times I can even remember going to dirt races before I started running a micro, and that was 2010. So like I never was around it. I didn't know any of the guys. I can just remember like Joey Saldana was driving the 9 car, the Budweiser car, and Steve Kinzer was in the Quaker State car, and then like that was pretty much like all I remember from being that young up till I was 14, 15 years old. So like, what was it like for you to grow up in the house around the racing, like with Ronnie?
Well, hectic would be a good word to start with.
I can't imagine that.
It was always normal just to go to Riverside or somewhere on every Saturday, or like at the time Little Rock, or somewhere. And I really didn't. I don't know. I never really paid attention at that time until I really wanted to race. But even then, I didn't know that I really wanted to race. I just wanted to drive one,
Yeah.
and just for fun.
Yeah.
And which I didn't know till like probably 2 or 3 years in, when I actually started winning and getting pretty good and competitive, that I wanted to do it, forever. So
Yeah. So like, okay. So what do you mean you what were you winning in? Like, what did you start doing?
so I think my first heat race, which obviously doesn't count, but it's a start.
It counts.
I think it was in Greenville and Mississippi with, I think maybe USCS or something, in 2018, so it was my second year.
Wait a minute. So you started in a sprint car. You never drove anything
No,
before?
no, I started.
Okay, no, I'm talking like go back to the first one. Like, what did you start in? Like, what were you
I
doing
started
first?
in wing 360s.
You started in a 360.
Yeah.
You never drove anything before that.
Mm-mm.
Really?
No, not even iRacing at that time, because they didn't have any of the dirt stuff out.
Wow.
And I started in wing 360s, ran that for like a year, and got lapped every
This
weekend.
was 2018.
This was 2017.
2017.
I started in 17.
Why don't I remember this? Like, I feel like I would have known that was your like the first thing you ever
I
raced.
wasn't very good.
Well,
I wasn't very good.
I'll get to that in a second. I'll tell you something I heard at the time. But anyway, so you literally just started in a 360 and just, I mean, you were thrown to the wolves.
Yeah, no, I mean, we went, like, that was, I think my dad's point to me was, if I wanted to do it, I had to build my own car and work on it all myself, and kind of, well, like my first probably 15 races were at 10 different tracks.
Yeah.
So I'm not used to the same thing over and over, and I think that helped a lot. But after like the first year, probably year and a half, I went back to 305s.
Mm-hmm.
Just because a 360 is easier to drive than a 305 is.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, a 410 is easier to drive than a 360 is.
Yep.
So it kind of helped me learn a little bit more and get out of issues if I needed to. And then once I got back into 305s, I think that was kind of when I technically started, pretty much. Like,
Yeah.
restarted, but.
Well, it's probably slowed things down. I mean, technically, I guess lap time wise, they're not that much different.
I was already going slow enough. I wasn't like wide open, just seeing what happens like most kids are now. I was never out of control.
Yeah. You weren't one of the ones that just paces around the bottom and got in the way, were you?
No, well, maybe the first 2 or 3 nights I was.
See, I don't remember that. I feel like I'd remember that.
Well, that's good. That's good. You don't remember that. I mean, I was told, like, the first time I went and drove one. Well, I think the first time I drove anything was a 305. We went to Riverside on like a Sunday or Monday or something.
Mm-hmm.
I went and burned through like 50, 60 gallons of fuel and just made however many laps that was.
Mm-hmm.
And the advice that I was told is keep your foot the same on the gas, no matter where you are.
Mm-hmm.
I think my uncle Donnie told me that. He's like, just if you're quarter throttle all the way around, just keep it quarter all the way around. Just
keep the car loaded.
Yeah, keep the car loaded, make smooth laps with it, and figure it out from there, and then just ease into it more. But
so was he telling you to like trail brake and all those things?
No,
like
I
that?
didn't know what that was at the time.
Yeah.
I didn't know what that was.
So what about your dad? Is he like trying to tell you anything, teach you anything on the car, or are you having to literally just figure it out yourself?
He taught me a little bit. Like, even now he's mad because I don't know everything about them. But I mean, there's some stuff, like right now I don't care to learn. I'll just go ahead and say that. Like, right now I don't care to build a motor or know how to do that and I know how to work on the entire thing. I can put the whole thing, like, not an engine, but a whole car together by myself with no help, square it and all that, maintenance it. And I do all that all the time. thankfully I'm kind of past that point a little bit. Like I've got other opportunities. I can just go drive for somebody because I'm, I guess, good enough now to do that without having to, wash it, take everything apart, grease it,
Yeah.
rebuild it.
Well, honestly, I mean, I didn't, like I said, I had no idea that those were literally the first laps she ever made at all, like in any kind of competition. And so that's what makes it even more impressive is that, like, you've had, like, little to no experience, even up to this point, like, and no karts, no micros, anything up to that point. And you've already won 360 sprint car races, and you're, like, just as competitive as any of the locals that I know of.
Yeah,
at
I mean,
this point.
I like to think I'm pretty competitive just
Yeah.
about wherever we go.
Well, I mean, you just beat us all at Atwood, what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, and that was
Well,
only my second weekend in that
In a
car.
4-car.
Which is it was just pretty cool, especially for them. They've been having motor issues, car issues, and all kinds of other trouble. But
So what was going back? What was the car you built? Like, where'd you get the car? Like, and all the parts and pieces. Like, are you buying all the parts and
the
pieces?
first car,
Yeah, I'm talking the first one. So you said you had to do it yourself.
Yeah.
So what was that like?
that kind of helped me, square it up and basically get the first car down. I've actually still got that car. I don't plan on ever getting rid of it. I still got the body and the frame.
What is it?
See, it's so old that it doesn't even have a tag on it.
Really?
We have no idea what it is.
You don't know what it is?
Nope, not a clue.
Really?
Nope.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but all the stuff on it was pretty much old used stuff that literally nobody would ever use again. So it went on my car to start out with.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I mean, I guess if you're brand new,
yeah,
you're gonna go out there and make laps, and
you started something.
Yeah, starting something, and you don't want to tear up any good stuff. I guess if you're gonna tear anything up,
Yeah.
So I guess it kind of makes sense.
Yeah. No, it wasn't very good. It was a piece of junk. That I look at it now, and I've kind of spoiled myself with these recent 2 cars that I've built. Those 2 Mach 1s. They've got just about everything that I know, the nicest stuff you can put on it, like quick connect everything, BMRS. They help me with all the hoses and high speed tie gives helps me out with all the titanium stuff. It's got carbon all over it, and
Yeah.
I mean I do the best I can.
Yeah.
So I kind of spoiled myself there.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you. So I guess it was probably around. I don't know. I'm gonna butcher the time. I remember it's been quite a bit of time. So if your first year was 2017, 2018-ish, I remember being in the pit area, and I'm not gonna bust him out live. I'll tell you afterwards. But there's a certain guy I was talking to. I was standing at his trailer, and we got to talking about you. And he told me, he said, "Man, if that kid ever gets anything good, I think he's going to be tough to handle." And he said, "I think he's a whole lot better than what he's riding in." And it was about that time, I think, I probably actually started trying to pay attention, and kind of keep an eye and watch, like try to watch what he was seeing, But anyway, so moving on, when did you win your first 360 race? I know that was it year before last?
Not too long ago, which was weird because it all happened backwards. Like I said, I started in wing 360s, and the first ever feature I won was in a midget at Riverside, which was like my 3rd race ever in a midget.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. I did forget about that.
And
When was that?
It was 2020, I
was
think.
it 2020?
I think
Okay.
So. Yeah, I think it was 2020.
Wasn't it a USAC race, or what was it?
It was some kind of PowerEye sanctioned.
Oh, it was a power ride.
Some kind of local deal that they tried to start and get going.
Yeah, because I remember Derek and Howard, and it was several of them that was running the midgets.
Yeah, Derek had like 4 cars there, and I was one of them. And then the next one was in a non-wing sprint car somewhere. I can't remember where it was. And then like a year or 2 later, I finally got my first 360 wing win, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, you won it at Riverside.
Yeah, the flip flop deal.
It was a flip flop. So that was also my first win in the 360.
Yeah, which is not really hard to do if you're positioned in the right spot in the second feature, you'd
Yeah.
literally just
That was literally the same race that I won my first one in.
It's not very hard to do.
I don't. So you can tell me how it went yours, but I'll.
Oh, that was a hectic weekend. I mean,
Really?
So obviously it's Friday and Saturday.
Right.
Friday we ended up blowing a motor in hot laps,
And this is your car.
yeah, this is my own, the Red 13.
Right.
So we swapped the motor from hot laps to heat race, which is only about 20 minutes max. I can't remember all who helped, but we did that, and I went from like, I think I started last, came up to like third or fourth or something like that. So it was enough points to lock me in on Saturday.
Mhm.
And I think I started like 8th or 10th on Saturday, and then went out and about lap 5 or 6, just absolutely plowed over the cushion, tore the fence down, tore the whole wing up. The front end was destroyed. The right rear is flat, and I thought it was just another screwed up weekend at that point. And so they towed it to the pits, and they've got like 3 fence posts down, and they're trying to fix all that, and that takes a little while. So I got out and started looking at everything, and we actually left it on the hook, and we actually put another front end in it, another nose wing, another right rear tire, and started beating some stuff out with a hammer, and actually went back out that race. I after my red, which was kind of weird.
Yeah.
But, then at that point, I'm like 21st, 22nd. So.
And you weren't a lap down.
No, anybody with any common sense would just try to be last on the lead lap at that point to win the second one.
Right.
So that's just what we did, and it worked out.
Yeah. Heck yeah. And then the track took rubber, basically.
Yeah.
And you started on the front row. So that's, almost to a T, that's exactly how I won the second feature, too. I didn't go a lap down, which I don't think at the time when I won, this is 2012, and they've changed it. I mean, I don't ever know what we're going to get when we go to that race, or really any of them. But I don't think at the time, if you went a lap down, it didn't matter. They just inverted the whole field. And the first feature, it had kind of started to take rubber anyway. And I remember the brake pedal would just go to the floor, and we were terrible. And it seemed like we had to swap out either a brake rotor or a caliper. I don't remember what happened. We had to swap some brake parts around, and I started second in the second feature next to Willingham, took the lead, and it was me and Howard literally 1-2 the whole race, rubber down, and it worked out perfect because like every time we'd catch the back of the field, caution come out.
Yeah.
So like I never had to worry about lap traffic really.
Yeah.
And it just worked out perfect. So I totally feel you. I don't know how you felt. I didn't really feel like I'd won a race. It kind of fell in my lap.
Yeah. Well,
honestly.
I mean, I've been so close for like 4 or 5 years at that point, just because I've had just stuff break in or something happen or get caught up in somebody else's mess, or so it was kind of cool to have finally a wing win that was kind of a relief, sitting there, kind of a sitting duck to win one. But
yeah. So talking about that, your first wing win or whatever, I've heard you. I think you and I have talked in the past about this. You said that you prefer non-wing over the wing.
Oh yeah, it's not even a question.
Really?
Yeah.
So like, I had a conversation with Brian Clausen, and guess it was 2016. We were running at Sedalia, and I'd never met him before, and saw him at the drivers' meeting. I just went up to him, introduced. I was a Clausen fan, and I just went up and introduced myself to him, and got to just talking to him, and I was like, and he was always back and forth between wing, non-wing stuff, and at that time especially, and I asked him like, so which one would you prefer? And he said, non-wing all day. And I'm like, really? Why is that? He said, man, I can start 22nd in a race in the non-wing races and still win it
anywhere.
And he's like if I start any worse than 10th, I feel like I don't have a chance to win
it's
the
a lot
wing race.
harder.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder. Like at Wheatland last year, I started 10th on a extremely heavy one-lane track at the Hockett, and I was in. I don't know how I did it, but I was in like third by like lap 3, and it was. You can move around and make stuff happen. I feel like the wing stuff, you're just, you need to pay a good setup guy to put something on for qualifying,
Right.
and pay a good engine guy, and then there you are for the rest of the night, wherever that ends you up at.
Yeah. So like for the past couple of years, you've run a lot more non-wing stuff. Was that kind of like the way you were trying to go? And there's just really nothing here is the thing. You really have to get out of here.
Yeah, you gotta travel. Which I mean, I like traveling. My dad hates it for whatever reason, and he also hates points racing for whatever reason.
Well, I can kind of.
I can see it a little bit, but I like a bigger picture of like a big.
Remind me, I'll give you an example of why I hate it. But go ahead.
But no, I mean, you do have to travel like 6, 7, 8 hours to go do any good non-wing racing, and that's what I'll still love doing it. I'll do it, more if I can. But like I've always wanted to. I've never actually raced in Indiana, like a local non-wing racing like that. I've always wanted to, like Bloomington, Hopstadt, Kokomo, Terre Haute. I love, watching all of that. It's super cool, but never had the chance to yet, anyways. But I mean, it's, I did the war thing last year full time. I wanted to do it for a couple years and then maybe do the like a USAC deal a year or two, and then whatever pops up, pops up. But I don't know. I think this year I kind of stepped out of the power. I think because I had I wrecked the first night like leading it, and then the second night I finished like 11th or 12th, and then I'm like 21st, 22nd points at that point. So there's no point in me trying to win it.
Trying to travel.
Yeah, do that much. So I just kind of hit and miss everything for the rest of this year, and it's.
Well, you're driving your own stuff, or are you driving for somebody else? The non-wing stuff?
Yeah, it's all mine.
You're on your stuff. Well, so I guess my question then would be like, are you really worried about the points? Like, are you trying to get the points for money, or like?
I mean, it paid pretty decent this year. I think it was like 10,000 to win their points, and it was like 20 something races on their schedule. And I mean, they've got some pretty good local guys like the Wagners, Burks, and there's a couple. But I mean, I think I probably could have won it if I had a little bit of luck with
the
it.
reason I'm asking is that if that's really what you prefer, and if you're going to keep winning wing races, I'd rather you go that way.
Yeah, it pays a lot more.
To help me, save me some trouble. But so like if that's really what you wanted to do though, like why not just go that direction and keep racing with those guys, and maybe try to, maybe you could end up getting rides there, doing that thing.
I don't know. It's because I really don't have the money to keep doing it like right now. It's
preaching to the choir.
It's just so far.
Yeah.
Like I'm driving 15, 14 hours total every weekend.
Oh God.
For, I think it's like 200 to start and like 1,500 to win.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are one day shows, which sucks even more. But
so and I'm just asking because I don't really know much about life at home or anything, but you work here at home, like you got your own business. You like rapping, or
yeah, I do. I do a bunch of helmets and small stuff, and every now and then I'll do like a car, like wrap a car, or a sprint car or something, or micro. Or
have you ever considered maybe living up there and doing the same thing there? And you hear about guys like Grant and all those guys sleeping on couches or on shop floors, and doing all kinds of crazy stuff in order to make it and look where they are now.
I could, but I feel like I'd have to restart. I've got so many different deals going on down here that I've already
kind of committed to,
relationships made and stuff stuff done. Like I could do that, but it'd be a reset button. I feel like it'd be a little bit harder, but it'd be a lot of work for something that really doesn't pay that good anyways.
Yeah. Well, Chase, I'm trying to get you out of here so I ain't got to deal with you. That's all I'm saying. I'm just trying to get you out of here so I ain't got to race against you.
Well, there's no more cherry picking in these
Yeah,
days.
no. Would you? So you've raced quite a bit all over the places, like we're talking about. So I actually compare. I've run a lot in Illinois, Indiana, Oklahoma, obviously, Missouri. I've run in a lot of states, and man, to me, it feels to me like the locals here are some of the toughest locals I've ever had to put up with. Unless you go to Ohio around the 410 stuff, yeah, that's a different ball game. But like,
Yeah.
even the 410s up in Illinois and up through there, and the 360s out in Oklahoma, there's nothing that compares to the 360 guys in this area. Like,
No, I mean 360 guys around Mid South are obviously really good. I
Mhm.
mean, just look at Swindell's obviously is like the first name that pops up, or like Stenhouse obviously, and there's a bunch more. But and like you said, it's not like PA. They're 410 wing guys,
yeah,
but it's similar like local non-wing guys in Central Indiana.
Mhm.
But I haven't really done that and went and raced with somebody else's local, like
Mhm.
good local guys. I've always either run here local or travel with a series somewhere or something
Yeah.
like that.
Well, I definitely feel like, and I've told Brad this, we've talked about this some, like, I feel like the locals here are some of the hardest guys to really deal with. And like, no longer than I've been, you came in 2017, my first year was 2012. And I feel like that even just since I've been here, 13 years, that I remember Marshall and Jeff Swindell were like the two that won all the time at Riverside. And now you go over there, and I feel like any given night, you got 10 guys that can go out there and win the thing. Like, all the cars are more competitive, the shocks are better, the cars are just better, and it's like
Yeah.
it's like every every little hundredth of a second counts now. Like, do you feel that way? Does it feel harder now than it did?
I mean, I don't really know what it was like, 8 years ago, because that's when I started.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to make laps at that point. I mean, I think anywhere I go, I'm competitive to pretty much win.
Yeah.
But like racing's 80% mentality, anyways.
Right.
So you have to be like that. So,
Right. You got to know you can win any given night.
Yeah, you don't want to go somewhere hoping you can run 10th or 5th.
Yeah.
That's not.
Yeah, and maybe, do you struggle with that at all?
Not really.
Does you ever had that point where you're just like, I don't know if I got it. I don't know, like, if you go running against the USAC guys or whatever, do you ever have any of those doubts?
I mean, with USAC is a little bit different, because obviously I didn't grow up doing a bunch of non-wing stuff. So, I mean, going to, I guess Ocala or Volusia or something,
Mm-hmm.
I am kind of just there to do the best I can, open-minded, and
Yeah.
whatever happens. But like or any wing 360 deal, or anything around here, or any like power eye stuff, I feel like I can win any night, which
Yeah.
it doesn't really bother me.
Yeah. Well, I asked that because me and Brad were having that conversation. I guess it was a week or two ago. We were talking about, like, even Brad, and it kind of surprised me. It surprised me that Brad opened up like he did about it. But he was like, he looks at the heat race lineup, and he's like, crap, such and such is here.
Yeah, I mean,
this
I
guy's
used to.
behind me.
I used to. I mean, I used to see like you said, Marshall or Derek, or
Mhm.
I mean, Hafer Tape or On, or any
Mhm.
of them. I mean, now I feel like I'm just with them. Same. I might not have as much experience as them or
Mhm.
money or run the same, but I feel like I can beat them just about any night that I'm put
Yeah.
up against them.
Well, and you can. I know you can, but we live in our sport's really funny. Like, you can have a great driver with mediocre equipment,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you can get good results, and you can have a mediocre driver and great equipment and get wins every once in a while, or have good finishes. So like it it is a mindset to it. You got to go in confident that you can do it, no matter the situation. But it is kind of a odd odd thing that we deal with.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. I mean, that's just like the ARCA thing, though. I mean, I was in probably one of the lowest budgeted teams there, lowest equipment.
I never heard of the team until it literally brought you in. That was it.
I mean, I had guys coming up that had been racing with the series full time all year, just being like, "Hey, dude, that was like after practice. That's the fastest they've seen that car all year." Yeah. I was like, "Oh, all right." I don't really know what to expect. I'm just doing the best I can. Doing whatever.
I'll argue all day long that sprint car guys just do it better. I mean, really, I feel like most people would get in that car and think it's a handful, and then listening to you talk, you're saying exactly what I was thinking you would say. Nothing's easy. It's never easy. I don't care how you look at it. But as far as when you compare anything to the sprint car racing, it is easier overall to handle. The racing might be
it's
different. It's got a different attitude. It's got it's got a different personality to it, and things that make it harder. Like one thing I was thinking about too is like, you didn't have to worry about pit stops. That was something that you didn't have to deal with.
Yeah.
So it still somewhat felt like a dirt race that you're used to a degree. Having to do your first pit stops might have changed it a little bit, in the team you're with,
I mean, we did a little bit under a few different cautions because of dirt and stuff, and we had to clean all the mud off the grill because it was like 250.
Yeah.
But there was, other than the one stage break, which froze the whole field.
Yeah.
I think we only pitted like 2 or 3 times to do that, which we were there as long as possible to clean as much as we could out, and we just lined back up at the back. Like I said, our goal was to finish and be on the lead lap the second half and like the last 30 laps, and then we'll start racing. But
well, Kyle, and I really hate that I'm forgetting his last name. Drives a yellow 91 car. He's run with us a little bit, USCS stuff.
Connery?
Maybe. I don't remember his last name. Nice guy. He was at Atwood. He finished second. I guess he finished second to you in the dash.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. He was telling me that he's run road course cars. He was telling me all the stuff he's done, and he said that he tells his buddies all the time, "You haven't drove anything until you've raced a sprint car."
I mean, I think it's the easiest car I've ever driven.
The sprint car?
Yeah.
A wing car?
A wing sprint car is the easiest car I've ever driven. Like, it's nothing. Like I said, you get a good, decent setup guy, and you just stand on the gas all the way up the steering wheel straight.
It can be the easiest car to drive, but racing's
a little bit different.
The racing, and you're going so dang fast at times, and the racing is what gets so intense to me. Just comparing, like I said, the ARCA race the other night, like
it's a lot slower
paced and nobody's passing you Hail Mary and a sucker off in there trying to slide job. It's not as wild.
Like that's another different deal with like micro racing. Well, and midgets, I guess. I haven't raced a midget in a while, but like micro racing nowadays is just stupid.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like they'll run right through you or run right around you and put themselves in absolutely just stupid positions for I don't really know what reason, but I don't know.
I was going to ask you, so like what do you think's changing and from that aspect? Is it a lot more buy rides, a lot more people that just kids that don't work on the cars, they don't face any consequences? I mean, what do you
all
think?
All three. Yeah.
So you think we ought to start busting noses again?
That would help.
Yeah.
That would help.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I don't think I ever really did anything to deserve that because I was real conservative when I started, but they don't care.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the way it was for me, and I'm assuming it's the way for you, same way for you, but like man, anytime we tore something up, I hated coming home having to fix the thing. I love the racing, but with everything I have, but dude, coming home into a tore up car and having to fix that thing,
Yeah.
and
then have to maintenance
then
it after all
yeah,
that.
maintenance it after all that, and I don't mind admitting that I don't pay a dime. This is all, mom and daddy have done this for me, and why they still do, I don't know, because it's stupid. I mean, really, if you take a long look at it, it's really kind of stupid, But you know, but they invested in it because it was my dream to make something out of it and do something with it, and so and they believed I could do it, and I believed I could do it. It's not going so well right now, but you know, it just I don't understand the mentality, and I guess it's because there is no consequence to them. Either they're not having to fix the cars, or not having to pay to fix the cars, and I didn't have to pay to fix it, but I saw how much money it would cost when things go wrong, and I felt guilty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I still felt to this day like the Peevely accident. It's nothing I did. It was a parts failure
No,
that
it was
caused the crash. But I see the bill, and I'm thinking, man, this is ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was a little bit. Oh, I can't imagine that one.
Yeah, it was tough. But I mean, I just don't. But you see it in the midgets, you see it in the micros, like you said, and
It's not really in sprint car racing yet, but
oh, it's coming.
yeah, it starts there.
It's coming. I mean, honestly though, like watching the High Limit and the Outlaws, like the younger guys, to me they race that way now. Like they're so aggressive. But when you say,
There's a couple of them,
Yeah.
and a couple of them that still do good, but it's like you said, it's getting to that kind of gradually getting there.
well, I think a lot of it too, like I was saying earlier, like the cars have gotten faster, they all handle better, and they're so close now.
Yeah, everybody's so close. You just put it.
You have to be
Yeah.
incredibly aggressive to make things happen. At least when you get to that level, for sure. But man, yeah, I've had you for an hour, so but I do appreciate you coming. And so
Yeah.
like, what's next? Like, what's next on the schedule? What's the future looking like for you this year? Maybe next year. I know you're driving the 4 car for Mike.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on this weekend yet. I know 410s are at Benton. There's really nothing else going on besides that.
Mm.
As far as next week, I haven't even looked at the schedule.
You sound like me.
So
I thought I was the only one
I
that's
have
been
no
that
idea.
way.
I mean, Mike normally texts me like every Monday,
Really?
saying like with the schedule, like what we're gonna do.
So you just take it a week at a time, basically.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. I like it because that's exactly what we do. Man, I appreciate you coming. It was fun. I'm sorry I asked so many questions. I didn't know that you didn't like questions.
Yeah, it's all
I'm
right.
surprised you said yes.
Well, I'm not gonna lie.
Then.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Well, man, I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for coming by. You're welcome anytime. Ronnie, not so much. We're gonna wait a little while, or we'll have to split his up or something.
Yeah,
But
give
he's
him
still
some
fun.
segments.
But go. Good luck putting up with him. And anyway, but we appreciate you coming. And man, if you watch it, if you like what you see, please like the video, share it. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel, and we will see you guys next time.